Hey everyone, Adrienne here, Indiana Backyard Gardener. I just wanted to bring you guys some more information. I know that it's June and some of us are still planting for our summer garden and succession planting and planting things later in the season because we want to avoid pests and whatnot. But now is the time that you need to start to think about, for one, whether or not you're going to do a fall garden, and two, what you're going to grow in your fall garden. So the benefits of a fall garden are, there's a few benefits to having a fall garden. So in the fall, it gets cooler, there's not so much pest damage, there's not so much pest pressure, it's more comfortable in the garden. You stay out in the garden more, longer days, you spend more time outside, and then you can grow things that you normally would not be able to grow in your spring. So here where I'm at, I'm in zone 6A now, and there are some things that I have tried to grow in the cool, season, but they just don't have enough time to mature before it starts to get really hot. So I've tried Brussels sprouts, and Brussels sprouts need a while. Brussels sprouts are 75 days to maturity. So I don't do a lot of seed starting indoors. I usually direct sow all of my seed. So I start seeding 6 to 8 weeks before my last frost date, okay? Outside in the garden, certain things can be seeded outside without having to start them indoors. And yet, I still cannot grow some things because it gets too hot too fast. The weather changes too quickly. So, here in my zone, like I mentioned, I'm in 6A, and my first frost date is October 22nd. Okay, so you gotta do a little math. Do your, from your last frost date, which is in the spring, to your first frost date, which is in the fall, how many days do you have in your growing season? Okay, I have 175 days in my growing season. Now I can extend that because I can use things like row covers or greenhouse, cold frames, things of that nature. I can use a layer or layers of protection, and I can extend my growing season just a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to figure out your last frost date, okay? Usually you want to start transplanting out in August, about August for me. So I need to calculate from my first frost date, I need 8 weeks back, okay? 8 weeks from my first frost date, that's my transplanting date. All right, and then 6 weeks back from that date is my seeding date, is when I start my seeds, okay? So there's a little math involved and there's a little figuring out, but it's not difficult, okay? Now, you don't want to miss your window of opportunity to grow what it is that you want to grow in your fall garden. So you have to make sure that you are on top of that. So here's some ideas of some things that you might think about planting in your fall garden. You can do leafy greens, lettuces, spinach, mustards, collards, kale, Swiss chard, tatsoi, all of the Asian greens that normally bolt during the spring. You can do that in the fall and they'll be wonderful. Sorrel, bok choy, arugula, all of those things. Cilantro will do very well in the fall. root veggies, all the root veggies, carrots, beets, turnips, parsnips, radishes, rutabaga, kohlrabi. You can plant radishes every 2 weeks throughout the season. So some other things are like broccoli rabe, cauliflower, cabbage, onion, potatoes, peas, chicory, endive, radicchio, cilantro, sage, oregano, thyme, dill, scallions, and bunching onions. Okay, it really depends on how cool you can manage to keep these seedlings. Okay, you don't want to put these things outside because it's going to be too hot for them. Okay, so you're going to have to keep them in a cool place where they can still get light and water, and you can still feed them and they can stay cool. All right, at least, you know, 70-ish. You know, that's a great temperature for them. So another thing you can do in the spring is you can plant your trees, your bushes, your bulbs, things of that nature, so that they can establish a root system before the winter comes, and then next spring is when those things will be, you know, in full force. But you can get those things planted in the fall so that they can definitely get established. That'll eliminate the stress from heat and the stress from pests and, you know, all the things that come with summer. And it'll give your plants, your bushes and shrubs and trees a chance to establish themselves. I think that was all that I had as far as fall gardening is concerned. I probably have some more information, I'm just not thinking of it right now. But I just wanted to put that on your mind right now because it's already middle of June and we should be thinking about what we're going to grow and when we're going to plant that. So that's all I had for you guys for today. And if you enjoyed the video, share it out, like it, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye guys.